Internet, welcome to my house. Now, I could lie and tell you that my house is all neat and clean and I've got all this cool new tech and it's all managed and everything, but that's not real life. I'm in my studio, my basement right now. This is the only little managed space I've got. And even if I just walk with you a couple of steps out the door, you gotta promise you won't judge me, but just to be real and transparent, this is the state of my basement. I have stuff everywhere I've been trying to organize forever, including just a giant pile of cardboard that I've been meaning to cut up from Amazon deliveries. Like everybody else, I also live in the real world. And when it comes to tech I use every day, I kind of needed to work in the real world and also not cost a bunch of money. So in this video, I've kind of rounded up all of the useful tech around my house that I actually use, the stuff that is actually worth it. And just to be 100% clear, no product is sponsoring this video. You can buy it, you cannot, won't hurt my feelings. This is just genuine stuff that I love and use and want to share with you guys. This video does have a sponsor. That is the amazing team over at Surfshark VPN. So let me start first with literally the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning, the sweetest sound in the world. This is the Breville Oracle Jet, and I know not everybody's into the whole coffee thing, so I'll make this short and sweet. It just makes kind of making a barista level coffee shop coffee or latte or whatever drink you want to make really, really simple. It's got a touch screen, it gets free software updates. I'm assuming it's some kind of Android engine under the hood here, but basically it is the price of a MacBook Pro, which is absurdly expensive, but it gives you 95% of what you get at a Starbucks or a cafe. You throw some beans in here, you tap a couple of buttons, and then this thing is loaded with a bunch of tech and sensors to automatically grind the beans a certain way. It automatically doses and tamps it down. It knows how long to do the hot water and how to steam the milk and things like that. It just makes getting a really good cup of coffee really, really simple. And then when I'm on the go, kind of adjacent to that is a way smaller solution. This is the Pix Espresso, and it's basically like a micro, wouldn't really call it an espresso machine, but it's like an espresso maker. It uses, you could either do ground coffee or little capsules, and it runs some hot water in there. It actually heats it up with a battery, and then can actually do an actual espresso or, I don't know, Americano or whatever kind of coffee drink you want to make, literally portable from this little gadget. Long story short, I actually found this roaming the halls of CES. A company was offering free coffee, and I was so impressed by this thing that when I got home, I looked it up and realized there's a whole community of people who love these little machines because it is a huge step up from the really junky Keurig or drip coffee you would find at a hotel. And actually, on the subject of traveling, I also picked up recently this little unified travel router. This thing is kind of cool because it phones home to my main Wi-Fi network and I can extend that anywhere I go. And I also love that this thing is super small. It's a box of card size. You're able to power this over USB-C, and the ingest, the direct input for the internet, could be either repeating a Wi-Fi hotspot at a cafe, at an airport lounge, on a plane. You could give it an Ethernet network, or you can even tether this thing to your phone or an iPad and use that cell signal as the source, and then kind of with that, this kind of phones home to my home Ubiquiti network. And I use a bunch of Ubiquiti gear here at home, and there is a reason why this company is kind of known as the Apple of Wi-Fi or the Apple of home networking gear, and that is because they have a whole ecosystem of products that are super powerful, easy to use, and very customizable. I've got a couple of random access points throughout the house, and on the camera front for kind of home security, I did go with these Ubiquiti cameras for a couple of reasons. Again, I was already in the ecosystem. I also like that there is no subscription. They all record locally, and because they're PoE, one cable is going to provide the internet connection, obviously, to bring it back to the home base. It's going to provide the power. I think the quality is really, really good. And I just have loved having that kind of expansion ability to kind of mix and match different cameras and add new things all around my house. But when I don't have that luxury and I just kind of need a Wi-Fi camera, what I've actually went with recently is I picked up a couple of these. These are Kara, what's the model? I don't even think it says on here. I'll put, it's the G100. I'll put the kind of name on screen. The reason I picked these up is because they're very affordable. I think I picked them up for $40 on Amazon. They're literally just USB-C power plug and play, and they're like fully HomeKit compatible. I just wanted a really simple camera that I could plug in, add to my Apple Home, my wife could access it through her phone, kind of it's done. No muss, no fuss. Beyond that, I've got a couple of other Aqara products that I really do like. Their ultra wideband, their new kind of smart door lock system does live up to all the hype and the marketing claims. If you've seen YouTube videos on this, I can assure you it is really that good. The ultra wideband support is crazy fast, how you can just walk up, it automatically unlocks by the time you reach for the door handle, and it has always been accurate and just always seems to work really reliably well. And I also love that you've got like every option under the sun for unlocking. So you could do a key, you could do a fingerprint with biometrics, you could do a code, you can do app unlock. You've got all the options you would want. And then I also have, I think it's the G410 doorbell. Image quality on this is great. And one of the reasons why I like this is because you've got the option for wired power or battery powered. And then I do have their new thermostat as well, which also kind of plays in all the Aqara stuff. There's like a whole like subset of Aqara things you could do in their app, but also if you just want straight Matter or HomeKit support, it works with that really, really well. It's got all the scheduling stuff you'd want. You could obviously adjust it from your phone, and it supports some of the newer Apple kind of iOS 26 temperature integrations as well. So like if I leave the house and it knows my devices are gone, it'll automatically adjust the temperature. Then if it knows I'm coming back, it'll adjust it that way. I don't use all that stuff because I just want to set a temperature and have it stay there. But if you do want more control and you're really into the Apple ecosystem, this is, I think, the only solution on the market that can do this as of now. And in my opinion, it's been great, and I think is well worth the price. So like I mentioned a moment ago, I love that little Pix Espresso thing. Anytime I'm going on a trip, that thing is in my luggage because I need some good coffee when I travel. And the next thing I've always got with me when I travel, when I leave the house, luckily there's no baggage fees. I don't have to carry anything with it because it's digital and it's on all my devices already. And that is Surfshark VPN. You guys know the obvious. Having a VPN means you're not being snooped, spied on, you're being tracked, especially with like airport Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi. You're super vulnerable anytime you use that. So having a VPN is going to keep your connection safe and secure. But if you know all that, the second reason why I love Surfshark is that it doesn't come with the strings attached you'll usually find. For example, you can use all your devices, PC, Mac, iPhone, Android, a bunch of home devices as well. You can connect them all super easily in just a couple of clicks or taps, and it's very fast. You're connecting to, they've got thousands of servers around the world, and beyond the other nice to have stuff, 24/7, 365, great customer support teams, and you've got a strict no log policy. Surfshark's also kind of expanding beyond the VPN business. Well, one of their offerings is Safe Search, which allows you to browse the web and look up things and search the web without having your digital footprint being shared and tracked to every little single website you visit. Basically, Surfshark is in the business of being on your side when you're online to keep you safe, secure, and anonymous. So if you guys want to learn more, I'll have a link down below. Plus, I've got a special coupon code. If you go to surfshark.com/AppleCircle or use code AppleCircle at checkout, you'll get 4 extra months for free of Surfshark VPN, which is nice. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose here and absolutely everything to gain. Link is going to be down below. Learn more, check it out, and get that extra goodie of a couple extra months for free just by using our special link. All right, so moving back inside the house, we've got to talk next about, and this feels so weird in like 2026 to say, my fleet of smart home robots, because I've got a bunch of various robots around my house doing a bunch of very useful things. And I'm not talking like humanoid robots, we're not there just yet, but like little robots that do things that I don't want to do. For example, scoop cat poop, which I don't want to do. I have a litter robot. This thing has been amazing. In fact, I had one a couple of years ago. It kind of got messed up during the move and I liked it so much I bought another one, and this thing has been great. If you own a cat, I don't need to get into details, but this thing just does a lot of the messy work for you. Plus, it's got a nice app so you can track when your cat does things and when. Just gonna leave that there. That has been great. And then kind of keeping my house clean of the cat and the dog and the child and the adults in the home is my new favorite robot vacuum. And this is the Matic. This thing has kind of been the hottest gadget on Twitter or X over the last couple of months. I've seen this talked about in a lot of different circles, and this thing seems to break kind of the mold for traditional robot vacuums in all of the right ways. In fact, when you get this thing out of the box, you actually just press a button and it rolls out. Like the box turns into like a little launch pad, and then this thing just starts like greeting you and getting to work immediately, and it is really cool. And yes, it's gonna do all the things you'd want. It'll do vacuuming, it'll do mopping, but I like this thing for a couple of reasons personally. Number one is kind of breaking the mold where it isn't loud and obnoxious to run. It doesn't look like a traditional circular disc, but also it's kind of, I think their tagline is like kind of meant to be like your family helper or family cleaner, and it feels like a family like friend out of the box. Like there's stickers and like things you could do to customize and kind of personalize your robot. There's like googly eyes that come in the box. My 4-year-old had a ton of fun customizing this thing, and she continues to change the name every other day, so it kind of feels a little bit more personal. And also I love that it's very quiet and really fast. I'm not sure of the full spec sheet of this thing and all that goes into it, but it is really fast, and I am amazed to watch this thing move around the house and do its mapping and things like that, and it does a great job cleaning. Plus, you can jump into the app and there is a bunch of data you can see. You can see the 3D map of the home, you can see kind of different zones and how it identifies different rooms. Basically, it like is a one button press solution for a lot of the like categorizing rooms and cleaning this and setting up schedules. It does a really cool job, and I am very, very impressed with this thing. Just from the moment I got this thing out of the box and started it, it has been a wonderful, truly little family helper here that cleans up a bunch of stuff in my living room and kitchen and my office, and I love that I can run this thing at night as well, and it's so quiet that it's not going to disturb anybody in the house. And then I know that robot lawnmowers have become increasingly a big thing as well. I've tried a handful of different units, and I don't have an allegiance to one company or the other. They all kind of do the same thing. I've tried some units from Motion, from Sunseeker. They're all very good, and they do a great job of like cutting your grass. Though I will tell you, if you're looking for a particular one, especially like this summer as you start to have to go out there and cut grass, look for one of the all-in-one units that doesn't require a subscription or like a cell modem fee, and also one that doesn't require an additional antenna. A lot of the ones I had tested originally required an additional like satellite positioning antenna for GPS, so the unit knew where it was in your yard, which was fine, but it just required power and then another thing to mount and have to maintain. Some of the newer units just have LiDAR built in and just kind of have everything they need in just the unit itself. No muss, no fuss, no extra stuff. And it's so quiet that even wildlife and random deer walking through my yard aren't even bothered by this. That is one of the beauties of like all of like the electrification and batteryfication of things. Battery life has gotten really good, and batteries have come down in price, but also they are so quiet. Not just the Matic robot inside my house, but these lawnmowers outside. They are so much quieter than a traditional lawnmower that you can run these literally at all hours of the day, and you're not gonna bother anybody. SwitchBot is also one of my favorite companies that makes a lot of different robots for different things. I have some of their curtain robots in my office that are actually like little robots that move to open and close my curtains, and I can set them up with a timer and scheduling in the app and things like that. That is super awesome. A lot of the lights I've got in my studio are made by Govee, that company that I'm sure you've heard of, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock. They're like the go-to for smart lighting. Upstairs in my living room, I have one of their TV backlight kits that like makes the typical living room TV much more like an immersive experience. It extends kind of the color out from the scene and makes it a lot more alive. My 4-year-old loves this no matter what she's watching on YouTube or a movie. It looks really great. And what I like about this system in particular is not only is it really easy to install, the lights look really good, you can use the companion app to get things calibrated here, but this system is one of those that uses a camera on top of the TV instead of one of those boxes that has to feed all the HDMI inputs into it. So there is no additional lag, there's no having to route anything from your AV receiver into this. It's just his like own independent system, which is really nice and something I really like. And I think, as you can see, it's one of those things that especially at night just makes the room come to life and really is a nice way to kind of liven up maybe your older OLED set like I have here, and is just kind of a fun thing in the living room. I also have one of the Galaxy lights from Govee as well, that kind of does this really cool kind of space atmosphere clear star projection in her room and her playroom, and she loves this thing. It has a speaker built in. It'll like play a soundscape. It's got these little, not modules, but like little discs you can almost insert to change the overall scene, and then it does a star projection. It's really cool. And then downstairs in my office, I'm a lot more traditional and boring. I have a nice, I think it's their uplighter standing floor lamp in the corner of the room. But one of the cool things about this, it's living up to its uplighter name, where it's actually able to shoot light up and around and really easily transform the look and feel of the room. So like sometimes in the early morning when I'm in there, I kind of have like a cool gradient, kind of just a cool, like, I don't know, aroma or vibe to the room almost. I think aroma is a smell, but it just kind of changes the feel and look of the room. I think a couple of other nice little touches of recent tech that I've liked, just to add a little bit of something special to my house. One of them is the AI art frame from Switchbot. Again, that's the company that makes those cool little robotic robots. They have a new AI art frame that's e-ink that allows you to upload your own custom photo or even generate custom AI photos from their app. Nice little way to add a little bit of your customization to your room. It's battery powered, and again, with that e-ink, you don't really have to worry about battery life, so that's really cool and is a nice little complement to whatever room you've got it in. And then I particularly also like in my office, I have the Tidbit. Now this I think is the older unit. There is a newer unit now that I think looks better and fixes a lot of the issues I had with mine, but basically this is one of those like retro looking smart displays that is able to connect into an ecosystem of, I think it's open source, different apps and other things to show you real-time info. So I have like mine showing weather, and I have a weather overlay map, and I've got live data I can bring in. You can show a photo. It's just one of those things I've had probably for 3 or 4 years now that I just have on in my office every day, and everybody who walks in always asks about it, and it looks cool, and it's kind of that cool kind of mix of retro and new modern smarts, and they've got their own kind of ecosystem of apps that you can develop and bring in to bring in a bunch of real-time info into this cool little retro display. All right, so that is probably more of my personal life or my home that anybody ever wanted to see, but hopefully there was at least a couple of products in here that you haven't seen before that were cool. Again, I use all this stuff every single day. Some of it big, some of it small, some of it cheap, some of it expensive, but all of it earned a place in this video because it just genuinely is cool tech that makes my life easier, better, and more fun. So I'll leave links to everything down below. Again, you can buy it, you can not. Doesn't hurt my feelings if you don't. Just hopefully this video could be of some value and you guys can find some cool stuff. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. As always, I am Robert Rosenfeld from TAC, and I'll see you guys in the next one.